Thank you very much. So, um, my name is Andres Bohren. I work at IceLotions for about 5.5 years, I would say. My work is around M365 Cloud, mostly in the messaging and identity area. And I do also write a lot of PowerShell scripts for M365 and Entra ID. Let's get started. So that was kind of my initial point. Runtime environment in Azure Automation is general available, and we also talked last time about that topic, and that's why I looked it up and said, "Oh, it's GA." So let's have a session about that. And what is Azure Automation? It's basically your scripting server in Azure, where you can use PowerShell and Python. And the cool thing is why I like it. You have 500 minutes of free usage. That's over 8 hours that you can run your scripts completely for free. That's the cool thing. I like that. And even if you need more than 500 minutes, it's not that expensive to run scripts. But there are obviously limitations. You can use max 1 gig of disk space, and you're limited on memory. So that's maybe the case where you say, it doesn't fit my needs. PowerShell lifecycle is that's directly related to the stuff I've done on Azure Automation. As you can see, only the supported part is 7.4, 7.5, or 7.6. All the rest is like end of support. What do you have on available on your automation account is all different versions, and there you get some stuff. We will look a little bit later into that. So my journey, I started with PowerShell 5.1 in Azure Automate. The world was fine. Then PowerShell 7.2 was available. And the issue was you could install modules, but only in the GUI. There was no support from the PowerShell module. Later, it was possible to add and update modules with API calls, but still no native commandlet support in outside PowerShell, for example. Then came a version where you had support for the modules, like new outside automation module. Did support parameters where you can say, that's for PowerShell 5, that's for PowerShell 7.2. And with runtime environments, the modules still can be installed only with API calls. The new outside automation module does not support, or it only supports the 5.1 and 7.2. And when you create Azure Runtime environments in Azure Automate, they'll have 7.1 and 7.2. Why? They're not supported anymore. So that's a thing where I think it's not yet round. It's not yet finished somehow. And then the 7.4 is only available in the runtime environment, and you had to enable that on a special way. It's not there by default, so that's still the case. Let's have a look at the PowerShell module. You see the latest Azure Automation module is still from February this year, so it's a little bit old. And maybe that's the reason why it's not supported all the new stuff. So let's wait and see when the next module will arrive. And I also did some stuff with Azure Tele. As you can see, it's the newest version. And when you install the or when you run Azure Automation account, and then it will install an extension, and that extension is also still in preview, and you will also find in the documentation, it's still experimental. So some stuff you are able to do in Azure Tele, some stuff you will be able to do in Azure PowerShell. That's the experience I have right now. And have a lot of slides. I have a lot of demo.
Oh, only one question. Can we remove the people? I think there's an option for that. Let me try that one. And then you can say focus on. Yes, it's easy to read. I have also a question. Like you said, it's free for 8 hours. When does it reset? Like, is it 8 hours per
month? Per month. So we're here in my Azure portal. I have 2 Azure Automation accounts, and I've already logged in my GitHub, and let's run.
a little bit bigger. You get older, right? Yeah.
Cool thing is the system managed identity can be installed or can be activated with Azure PowerShell, but it doesn't work in Azure Tele. So how does that look? Let's go back. We've created us an automation account. And we have managed identity. Yeah. Okay. So now we activate or let's check for the runtime environments. As you can see, there are the PowerShell 5.1, 7.1, and 7.2. 7.4 is missing. So we have to create that. Okay, let's do that. And we've created us runtime environment 7.4. That's one cool thing. When you do that in GUI, you can't put a dot. You can use it in PowerShell, but I've got some problems sometimes.
I have never used
A dot
for creating that, so I skipped the dot.
Yes, so like this one. All right. Oh, we have PowerShell 7.4 runtime environment created. And if you go into that, you can see there are like default modules and they are already installed. And you can see they're also kind of old. If you look at that 12.3, I think the newest is about 14. I think I've written it down. 14, and so we are kind of behind of these modules. And the next part would be if you have like old modules, how can we update those default modules? I don't have to execute that, but we need to add some PowerShell packages. In this case, we add the graph authentication module. And let's see if we do a refresh here. We should add it. It's installing right now. We can also like get the packages. And as you can see, I'm using here the API calls. And it's still creating, so that means it's still installing.
Did you know why they introduced the runtime environment?
No.
To be faster in new versions. that was one of the main reasons they told.
Absolutely.
It's not yet happened, right?
So we have 229.0 installed. That's fine, but there's 229.1 available. So let's just take that. And as you can see, I can always specify my runtime environment here, and that's how I target where this module will be installed. So I can have multiple PowerShell 7.4 with different names, with different modules, according to the job or the script I need in there. So that's like the idea here. And if we do a refresh here, we see, okay, I'm importing a newer version. It will install that version here. So same, we can like remove the package, skip that part here. What I'm going to show you is I will update or create a draft. A script here. That will land in my PowerShell Runbooks. And you can see it's 5.1. I don't think you're able to put the runtime environment for updating stuff like that. Anyway, we have that uploaded, and maybe we can have a look into that. So, it's just a empty draft. I just created like the how, and now we update some content to it, and if we refresh, should be able to view code. Doesn't want me to.
So we need to upload the first time because it's still an empty one, right? It's new, it's empty. Yeah, if you go to edit, you see the code.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to do.
Yeah, edit. You try to do, yeah. In the first look.
It should be uploaded like here. That would be my code. Well, let's do that manually. Save. I don't publish because I can do that. Code. I'm sorry. Right. If you go back and look in Runbooks, now published. But it's still 5.1. So we can update the runtime environment, or we can start it. Let's start it. See, queued for running. It usually takes a little bit, depending on the day or time, how long it takes until it started up. It's not a complicated script, sorry. It's finished. And I detected something new I wasn't aware of. The integration with source control. And be careful, usually Microsoft is not very good at that. So let's head back to the source control here. I didn't notice that before. So that's something I learned when I prepared this session. I have an Azure DevOps repo where I've created a folder and some scripts. All right, cool. And I've created a personal access token, organization settings. So I've created a token here with all the read and write permissions, and that's about it. Oh, here. And we need to add some permissions.
Sorry, do you know what kind of products you can connect with the source control?
Yeah.
Can I
DevOps, TFS, and GitHub.
GitLab?
GitLab won't exist.
What did I just say?
That's a TFS.
TFS.
It's TFS.
Well,
That's the
we
point.
did. We did until not so long ago.
but now you've moved away. And that's the point. So nobody. Yep. Back.
So I take the managed identity and give that the role of automation contributor. And while that is in place, so hopefully this works. Seems to be the case. Let's see how source control now looks like. I've got something down here. And I can go sync job. And you can also say what's happening if the runbook, if there's a new version, that the runbook will also be published.
How does the auto sync works? It will just push.
As soon as I push into the repo, it will get the newest version and then publish the runbook.
Okay, to main, right? To the main
Whatever.
Whatever branch you want to. Okay, yeah, I can configure the branch. Okay.
Yes, whatever branch.
Oh yes, it probably uses a connector and lists some push notifications to main, or the branch is selected. Most likely.
So let's see if the sync was still running. Let's just wait for that. Succeeded. That's good. I've got my runbooks from the DevOps in here. That's what I wanted forever. So that's a real cool thing. I'm really happy about that. One thing I would like to see is if I can select which runtime there.
And maybe if you want to have, for example, the pulse logging on, or
so. But now I can write my script in VS Code, checking into the repo, and they're published. So at least that. And I have a test we didn't check. So let's update. I should have a demo PS5 here. Okay, cool. So let's update that to new runtime environment. Okay. Work yet.
So if I understand correctly, you're updating something that has been created by, well, from the Git repo, right?
Yeah, just want to change that. I mean, I can go here and select the, I mean, it's set here, so it's just a display version. So it's already here. It seems to be just that in this view, it's
the view is broken. I think it should be shown here, the version or the runtime line.
Yeah. Because when I go like in something else, it's just a view. So that's how I can have like current scripts change to PowerShell 7 or 7.2 or whatever I like. But you need to make sure you have the modules that you need for that script in that runtime environment. And that's probably it. So you can relatively easy update your script as long as you have your dependencies and stuff. That's a cool thing. So that's how you can like easily upgrade.
Would it work if you would implement an install module in your
Script.
No. Yeah. So that's one was one of the first things you probably try when you start with Azure Automate install module. No, you have to like pre-install them. What I've done is in some scripts I use the MG Graph PowerShells modules, or at least some of them, and they're updated like every 2 weeks. So I've written a runbook to update my PowerShell graph modules. So the one I need. My infrastructure like ready. So what else do you frequently would use is probably something like uploading your certificates or variables and stuff like that. So I've created here, or I will create a self-signed certificate which valid for like 2 years. I've got that created in my my cert store. I'll export that with a pair fix or to a pair fix. That's been done. And now let's upload that certificate. Automate. And I've uploaded my certificate, which I can use from every script, get outside automation certificate, and I can use that maybe for authenticate if I'm not able to use manage the identity. So that's one use case I have. Another thing is if you're using alteration variables for like bringing different automation accounts, and like the scripts is always the same, but with variable you go to different SQL servers, for instance, or stuff like that, different storage accounts, whatever. You can create variables in your code. And that's something that you see. Yep. Created a string that I can use.
Can you shortly click on overview, please?
Oh,
Overview.
over. Which one?
Interesting. I see on my automation account the versions, and I was wondering if you have switched back to the old experience, but it's not. Interesting. I see the runtime name in my portal.
Go back to the Runbooks. Does it show it now? Maybe it was just not yet updated.
I think I had the problem yesterday too.
Yeah.
And if I go to one of my other automation accounts, it looks a little bit. It looks a little bit different.
Yeah, fun.
Maybe it's just because we're in Azure or something.
Yeah, it's the name. It's the name of the open.
Or the demo goals, whatever. So we can also get these variables with get automation variable, and let's create some schedules. If we go to schedules, it's currently empty. Let's populate that with a few interesting ones. I made one daily, I've made one time where I specified the time zone, or I made one weekly or one specific day. But my runbook still isn't attached to schedule. So I need to link the schedule to the runbook. And that's something I can do also. I could link, that's this one. So the demo runbook with daily. And now the demo runbook. Assign schedule. So I assign the schedule. All right. So the last thing is hybrid worker. Hybrid worker is something when where you need an either an Azure VM or an Arc-enabled server, and it requires an extension, the hybrid work extension, and you obviously need the PowerShell modules that you want to use on that particular server. That could be done for something like if you want to do some stuff against Active Directory or other on-prem server or services, or if you need to get around that memory limitation of 400 megs.
And you can also use other tools like VMware, executables, whatever you want. You can installing and using it.
So let's see if that works.
In this case, will the install module work?
Yes.
Yes, in this case, install module would work from
Yeah.
within.
Yeah.
Okay.
But install or import a module in your automation account doesn't exist on the hybrid.
Yes, exactly. There's no sync between. And anyway, you have to be careful with your modules on your developer machine that you compare to the automation account and then to the hybrid worker. Yeah.
So we need to like do some magic. And I remember when I did that the first time, the hardest thing was to get the fun URI for the publishing.
Do you know if the 8 hours are also for the hybrid worker? I think not.
No,
Yeah.
no, that doesn't.
So you you have to pay the money for the machine, but if you have anyway a machine for that or on-prem,
No.
Then
You only pay for the Arc.
Yeah, I was about to
So I've created a hybrid worker. In that hybrid worker, I have one machine. And if we're lucky, we can see that it's currently installing the extension. Should. Or maybe I think I need to start this. The 202 accepted, so that will come. Yes. So hybrid worker extension is being installed on that Arc-enabled server. And as soon that is installed, we should see here last seen by. Oh, let's get it. It's really quick. At least it was yesterday when I did that for preparation. So succeeded. If we go here, last scene, a minute ago, perfect. That's what I wanted to see. When we go back to our runbooks, we can like run this one. And if we click on start, we can now say, let's run that on the browser.
And one benefit is also it's fast, much faster. If you run a lot of Runbooks, it's
Probably because
pretty fast.
it's
Yeah, you
not
don't
as
need to spin up the
yeah.
runtime environment first, the container.
So you just have to like push the script down, execute it, and you get the data back. So that's kind of the cool thing. So it's already completed. It's not a lot of stuff because we only do like hello world. And that's all I've got.
Good, thank you.